Tell me if you can relate with this. You say one thing that you want for yourself in regard to your body. You want to feel healthier. You want to show up more consistently at the gym and eat healthier. You're going to remove these certain things from your diet. And then you notice your behavior swinging in the opposite direction, doing the polar opposite thing after you just told yourself you were going to do that other thing. Or in the context of your business, you are telling yourself you're going to show up more. You're not going to let the fear get the best of you. You're going to call in that amount of money. You're going to stick and be consistent to the goals you have set for yourself. And then you notice your behavior moving in the opposite direction. When it comes time to show up, you don't. When it comes time to have that hard conversation, you notice that you pull back or you avoid it. And in every area, including our body, our business, or our relationships, we can all relate with this conflict. So when it comes to lasting behavior change, I'm a behavior change specialist. I'm a certified personal trainer, holistic health coach, and a neurolinguistic practitioner, a master practitioner of hypnosis, and mental and emotional release. There's just, the list goes on, okay? So what I tell you that is so that you know I've made this my life's work to study this, and I'm not just pulling this out of thin air. I have the credentials to back up what I'm about to tell you. Beyond all of that, I made it my personal journey to get those credentials because I myself struggled so much with lasting change when it came to first my body, right? So losing weight, sustaining a healthy weight, and struggling with my body and my relationship with myself. I also struggled in the area of business, showing up consistently and doing the things that I said I was going to do for myself. And so as well, and don't overlook the area of relationships, saying that I wanted one thing and then calling in a totally different type of partner or result for myself in every single area of my life. I've also struggled with this. And that's part of my journey, making this my life's work, to understand it not only for myself, but also to help my clients to save the time, the money, and the energy that goes in to having this problem. So what I'm specifically talking about is when it comes to lasting behavior change, when we lack consistency in our follow through, when we lack consistency saying one thing and then doing the exact opposite, or doing another thing, or worse, just doing nothing. Like, you may not do the opposite behavior, but you do nothing. And that I would put in the label of procrastination or avoidance. So we have a few ways that this plays out. One, avoidant behaviors, where you are overeating, overdrinking, overworking, distracting yourself is my favorite one, because you feel busy, but you're not really doing the thing that you need to be doing. And then additionally, and the list goes on, additionally, there is just procrastination, just staying stagnant, feeling stuck, not doing the thing you know you need to do. So what you need to know about this is, generally when this is happening, when you are feeling stuck or you are feeling like you're falling into any of these categories, it's generally because we have internal conflict within ourselves. So one of the most important things that I do to this day, and when I tell you I did this only a few days ago, what I'm about to tell you, I still to this day utilize this in my life when it comes to my body, my business, results I want in my relationship, whatever it is. I utilize these tools that I'm about to tell you very specifically because it is the number one thing that gets in my way and so many of my clients' ways, and I'm guaranteeing your way when it comes to taking action and staying consistent with that action. The internal conflict that we feel when we say we're going to do one thing and then we do another, or part of you wants to move forward and be healthy and follow the regimen that you set up for yourself and remove those foods you said you would, or stop drinking, or whatever the thing is, right, for your health, let's say. And in business, maybe you want to show up more, or you said you were going to call in a certain amount of money or start making bigger moves or make the investment. And then the other part of you holds you back. There's another part of you that tends to kick in when it's time to go do the thing, like show up for the post, that keeps you stuck and playing small because you have fear showing up. And this can show up in the form of self-sabotage. So it could look a lot like you saying, I'm going to do one thing, body, business, relationship, and then watching yourself almost like an external experience do the exact opposite. And I don't have to tell you the feelings and emotions that come along with that, because we are all experiencing this in one way, shape, or form in an area of our life. So whatever that is for you, I know that you can relate with this because nobody's above it. I'm not above it. In fact, I utilize the tools I'm about to tell you, and I still continue to utilize them because this is an ongoing process. The relationship with yourself, the self-sabotaging or the avoidance or the fears that are coming up, it's no matter what, if you're a growth-oriented person, as most of you are if you're listening to this because you care about your growth, then you're always going to be reaching the next level. And there will always be a layer that you need to break through a bit to get to that next level. There will be conflict within you for playing big or staying small at every single level. So one of the most overlooked tools that people are unaware of is resolving that conflict within yourself, that internal conflict. You can think of it like when you have a long-term friend that you've known, or a sister or family member or whoever you know very, very well, and you guys don't agree on something like where to vacation or what to go eat, or consider your partner, even someone you know very, very well. And yet when you guys don't agree, does a lot happen or get done? Not really, right? We kind of shut down. We tend to feel angry. We tend to let our emotions get the best of us, and we don't move forward. And usually a lot of time passes before we're able to then bring it up and talk about it and work through it. And even then we may not agree. And so I know you know what I'm talking about because you've all had this experience externally, and you can relate because you've also had this internally. What I'm trying to highlight here is it's almost the exact same thing. When you have internal conflict within yourself, it's actually a part of you or something you've called in, right? Some sort of belief system or person or part or entity or something that you have called in to help keep you safe because you didn't feel great about something that happened in the past, consciously or unconsciously. And this thing that shows up serves as like a long-term friend or family member who probably has your best interest in mind and at the same time has their own agenda. And their own agenda is not your growth. Their agenda is to keep you safe. And so this internal conflict that you're experiencing is, yes, keeping you safe, but it's also keeping you small. And you are not the type of person who wants to stay small. You don't want to just be in survival mode. You want to thrive. And oftentimes in order to thrive, we have to get out of survival mode, and we need to place ourselves in uncomfortable situations, positions that we know are uncomfortable, but that if we were to level up, we could handle it. If we were to step into our power fully, if we were to show up as that version of ourselves that we know is there deep down, we just get fearful of showing up in that way and sustaining it usually, then we know that we could do it, but we have this tug of war within us that's causing us to stay small. And to be very clear, survival mode could look like you're thriving to everyone else, but you know you're in survival mode. Survival mode could also be you just being comfortable. Like this is you comfortable. You were in more of a crazy, chaotic state in the past, and now you're at a level that you know is stagnant for you. So it feels like it's easy. It's survival mode. You're not really testing yourself or pushing boundaries or allowing yourself to get to the next level. I also could consider that survival mode or staying in this kind of stagnant place where you're holding yourself back and you're not allowing yourself to thrive, but you're just staying stuck. And so for a very long time, like you, I was aware of my behavior and what I was doing and how I was self-sabotaging and not staying consistent and just noticing all of these things. I would say one thing, I genuinely meant it, and then do another or not show up in the way that I needed to get the next level or reach the goal or whatever it was I had for myself. And that was exhausting. And I wasted so much time and energy and money. And also I would argue maybe relationships too, right? Where you're not showing up in a certain way that people need you to. And so you lose a bit of credibility in whatever area of life that is. So a lot is at stake when we're talking about this. It's just such a slow burn that sometimes we don't feel it until something catastrophic happens that shakes us and wakes us up to say, it's a problem. And so resolving this internal conflict that you have within yourself is so important because it can save you. And I am not even kidding when I say this. I have saved myself thousands and thousands of dollars, as well as hours and relationships as well, by utilizing these tools that I'm telling you. So the tools within our program to resolve this internal conflict within yourself that's causing you to play small and stay stuck and not take action consistently. These tools that we use to do this in our own lives, my own life, my clients' lives, our practitioners' lives, it's unreal how much I have saved when it comes to time, energy, money, all of the currencies. And so how do we resolve this conflict is we follow a specific clinical process that allows us to actually get to the root cause of that part of you that is self-sabotaging, or that part of you that's creating the inconsistency or living in the fear that was called in at one point to keep you safe. We actually follow a process where we can go through and uproot that part or integrate that part of you that's causing that problem. And when I say uproot, I mean be done with it so it doesn't show up, or integrate it so that it actually is working with you instead of sabotaging you and creating inconsistency. And so that is what I mean when I say I have saved so much time and money, because now when I recognize this, I'm able to go in and do it for myself and save in a matter of minutes, save so much time and money. So just having this skill set to be able to do this for yourself, which you will learn when you go through our programs at Aligned Mind, specifically the Breakthrough Program. We take you through this and we work with a practitioner who specifically works with you to essentially get this uprooted or get this integrated. And also you're going to have the ability and the knowledge for knowing how to do it yourself. So you can, the next time this comes up with some other area, you can do this for yourself as well. Save yourself so much time, so much money, so much headache, so much energy. It's just one of the best tools that I utilize to this day that we have that can help you actually take action and be consistent with the behaviors you say you want to be.